Hello, everyone. This is Shankar. I am your host of the Shankar podcast, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I came to the United States in 2011 after having worked in law enforcement for 10 years. I started as a freshman at beautiful Miami University in Oxford, Ohio, and I got a degree in interactive media studies. I worked as a software developer for about 2 years, and then I started an exciting career in freelancing and in what would later lead to a six-figure agency that focuses on healthcare PR and marketing. And I am going to share a lot of lessons and nuggets I learned on my way to becoming a six-figure entrepreneur. And I have a great goal for next year, which is $1 million in revenue. Again, I'm sharing my insights and my lessons with you. I hope you can join me in your journey to entrepreneurship and success. Now let's get started and let's see what we have to talk about today. Today I'm going to tell you all about why I am going to Bali here in about 5 days. Yes, the journey starts Friday, December the 2nd, and it comes with quite some sacrifices. First of all, I have to leave the company and also Andrea behind for the first time, being in a time zone that is absolutely crazy, 14 hours difference, which means when the day starts here at 8 a.m., it is precisely 10 p.m. over there in Bali, Indonesia. And I don't think I'm gonna want to stay up longer than 2 additional hours, which means effectively that I get 2 hours of the US workday over there. Nonetheless, a journey that is necessary for me because I think I will learn a lot there to serve you better, to serve my clients better, and also to do some deep soul searching, because one of the things that was really rare in recent times is having days without having times where there's absolutely no interruption in my thought process, in my planning process. The company has gotten so busy that literally every single minute I have either an email, some other kind of notification, or someone needing me that keeps my thoughts away from deep focus. And I really am not the right person to shut myself away in a room and say, nobody can talk to me for an hour. I should maybe explore that a little bit, but so far that was never something I was able to do. However, being there in Bali for about 10 days, especially during the week, I will have a lot of downtime, I believe. I go there so early because I want to be able to acclimate to the new time zone. The main reason I'm going is really a conference that happens over the weekend, but I'm gonna go there basically 1 week in advance so that I can acclimate to the new time zone. And I believe that in doing so, I will have large spurts of time where I'm not interrupted and I can actually do some deep work on a few things that will particularly impact the business in 2023. One of the reasons I decided to actually go to Bali is because I will meet a very, very successful influencer there, John Lee, and what he has done in a brilliant way. And he saw that trend coming 10 years ago. He has started a large following online, combined with his YouTube channel, his Instagram, his LinkedIn and his Facebook. He has close to 4 million followers, and a lot of those followers are also part of his mailing list. And that is just something very powerful if you want to kind of nurture a movement and help people help themselves, all while you are helping yourself as well. Because whenever you have data, you have contact information in a mailing list that you have, regardless of whether social media works for you or not, regardless of whether your website works for you or not, regardless of whether your advertising works for you or not, whenever you have that list, it is very powerful, and it gives some sense of security knowing that you always have someone to communicate your ideas with. So if you, by the way, want to join my mailing list, go to www.shanks.vip, and Shanks is spelled with an X. And what that does is you get on my mailing list and I will send you a daily content idea. This is absolutely for free. And you will also get my weekly updates on how I run my business on my journey to creating a 7-figure income business. So when you are in business, you are basically looking for the next level at any given moment. Humankind is wired in a way where they are never at rest, and they always want to know what does the next level look like for me. And essentially that is happening for me right now. The agency Shanks Healthcare Marketing and Shanks Healthcare PR does a lot of things, and it is operating at a level where I'm quite happy with it. I have agency clients, small ones, mid-sized ones. We don't have a super huge, large client because we are ourselves not a large business. But that is also good because you don't want to have a so-called whale customer and have all of your income come from one source, because when that source dries up, you are in a problem. But as I said, we have consistent business, and we also, in the foreseeable future, there's no reason for me to believe that that will change. We have very strongly established relationships. We have a very strongly established position in the field of healthcare, specifically a field of free market healthcare. And I think that just by continuing to doing good work, to being of service to the movement and to the ecosystem, our agency, Andrea and my agency, will continue seeing success. But I definitely want to take it to the next level, and that is the reason for me going there to Bali, because now that everyone has understood that work can be done remotely and that there are very effective tools to do so, really an entire new dimension has opened up for me to help. And I can do that by leveraging my experience of having grown from freelancer to 6-figure agency owner, hopefully soon to be 7-figure agency owner. And I want to transfer some of that knowledge to individuals from all over the world who want to start their own businesses or grow their own businesses, because I've been there and I've done that, and I know a lot of things that can be kind of done as shortcuts, because as so often in life, there's a lot of noise and there's a lot of trying to make things complicated. But the Pareto rule of 20% of the actions drive 80% of the outcomes is always true. And essentially, I'm trying to give you the 20% so that you don't have to go through the 80%. And that is the whole entire reason why I have developed Shanks Club, which is a membership that costs $7 a month, and where once a month you are part of a live Zoom call where we have a guest speaker or I speak myself to the topic of growing your influence, growing your business, and productivity and efficiency. And you also have access to an online database of videos that touch on topics in the same nature. And then the highest tier of what I am offering is Shank's Content Masters. And with that program, you work with me in a small group setting every morning, and we basically make a plan for the day, what you can do to increase your influence online, whether you represent a business or you are the business, whether you are trying to increase sales or increase your influence, gain speaking engagements, gain book contracts, that kind of deal. And so as always, doing something like that can be done even better if you learn from someone who's already been there and who is very successful in it. And that is basically, in a nutshell, why I am going to Bali, because John Lee is an absolute master at that. I have attended several of his programs online, and they are always very insightful, and they are always helping me to run my business in a more efficient way. He's very good at seeing simple things and transferring those over. And what I do is I kind of marry it with my own style, and I marry it with also other lessons I learned from different mentors. So it's basically an amalgamation of everything. And I'm very happy that I'll get to learn and grow. It'll be a little bit challenging to definitely implement everything in 2023, because there's a lot of momentum in my business in Shank's web development. And when there's momentum, it is difficult to sometimes change directions. And not that we want or need to change directions, but I believe there are opportunities to grow and to be more efficient. And by the way, if you are still small, you are a one-man show, a one-woman show, or you're just started out with a few employees, being nimble and being able to change course often is actually one of your super strengths. And enjoy it while it lasts, because that goes away much quicker than you think. I am, as I said, I started freelancing really while I was at college here in the US in 2012. And now 10 years later, I am definitely not able to make course corrections as quickly as I used to be. So if you are still small and nimble, definitely a huge advantage for you. So on a practical level, I have already indicated on my social channels that is really kind of complicated a little bit to plan this trip to Bali, because I had a flight scheduled going from San Antonio to Los Angeles, and from Los Angeles to the Philippines, and from the Philippines to Bali. And that got canceled because the airline decided they would no longer service that flight. So I had to find a completely new flight, and to my dismay, it's one that takes much longer. We are now speaking of a 33-hour journey. It will go from San Antonio to, I believe, still Los Angeles, and then I have a 6-hour layover there. And then from Los Angeles, it will go to Taipei, where I have a 4-hour layover, and then from Taipei to Bali. So definitely quite a journey. And then I'll be, when I arrive in Bali, I'll be picked up by a driver, and I will go to the Ayana Resort, luxury apartments in the Ayana Resort in Bali, stay there during the week, and towards the end, I'll go to the main resort, which is a hotel at the ocean with a famous rock bar, and at that rock bar you're supposed to be able to see one of the best sunsets you can experience. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also hearing from Andrea that Indonesia is great in scents and essential oils and that kind of thing. So I'll try to enjoy a little bit of that, of the food, the culture, their Zen, and report on that. And then, yeah, I come back, and I'm sure when I come back, I'll be tired again because the time zone change will have crept on me again. And then I'm here in San Antonio for, I think, a week or a little bit more. And then both Andrea and I this time will travel to Amsterdam in the Netherlands to spend the year end and also the first week of the new year with my mother there. And it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, business will be slower, but we will still remain in operation, have our daily team calls, lead our teams, service our clients. But it will be a great, great time, I have no doubt. I think that's it for my update to you this time. I hope you all have a great, great holiday time ahead of you. It's definitely here in the US, we have just completed Thanksgiving and Black Friday, and that really marks the transition into Christmas mode. And that brings with it all of those things that are really in a way pleasurable, such as the Christmas songs, the Christmas foods, the Christmas spirit, the time of the year, and the kind of goals you make to change yourself and to do something about either your body, your mind, or the way you work, maybe your job, maybe your business. And again, I definitely want to be part of that. If you join Shank's Club, which happens at www.shanks.club, for $7 a month, you can join my community there. And whatever you have chosen to do, you won't have to walk that alone. You can do that with my help and also my community's help. And that's it for this time. I'm signing off, and I'll see you next time here on the Shankar Ponsley podcast.